let's take a look at how this is going to go, really, because some of these odds, especially on the puck line, are really lopsided, Brett. I mean, Vancouver versus Minnesota. Minnesota's a 1.5 point favorite on the puck line, but they're plus 230, so Vegas isn't really expecting that to happen. You look at the Vegas Golden Knights versus the Blues. Vegas is a 1.5 point favorite, but they're plus 230, so Vegas isn't really expecting that to happen either. These are looking like they're going to be close games, so I don't know what side you really want to be on with that puck line.
Yeah, I have to stay away from the puck lines, especially like I feel like in hockey you always get the empty netter at the end of the game until you bet the -1.5. Then they don't score.
Yes. Or the empty netter or the 6-man advantage actually works, and it cuts it from a 2-goal lead to 1, because they're starting to pull goalies with 2-goal leads now to try to come back still. So I agree. The puck line with the empty netter can be very dangerous to play, and I don't find myself on it a ton. I was in the regular season, but I haven't found myself there since the qualifying expanded playoff rounds.
Yeah, I will say one game that interests me, and again, it was a team I liked on social media, but Columbus at plus 140 against Toronto tomorrow. I think Columbus matches up well with Toronto. Toronto's a finesse team. They're playing a lot of games on the same ice. I think these physical teams might have a little bit of an advantage. So I don't know. Columbus intrigues me. I'm not touching it right now. I have another pick on the ice, but just something to keep an eye on.
The game that I'm on, I'm fully ready to admit that it is a bit of a homer pick, because it's the Flyers against the Capitals. And I mean, the Capitals are extremely dangerous, but the Flyers, they've continued their red hot streak since 2020 has started, really, even in the bubble that they're in right now. And taking them at money on the money line at plus 105, I think is good value, considering the Flyers started as the favorites on the opening line. I think there's just been a lot of money that's been put on Washington that has kind of flipped those tables. So plus 105 I think is pretty good value right now for the team that started out as the favorite.
Well, I root for you in your homer picks, Higgins. I like when you do it. Everyone does it. It's the toughest part of being a sports fan and a gambler, right? Is like to fade the home team.
At least I'm upfront about it. I'm not going to just tell you I'm picking the Flyers. I'm going to say, no, I'm a Flyers fan. I'm picking the Flyers. Just take that with a grain of salt when you look at it.
I respect it. The game I'm going to be on tomorrow night's Winnipeg plus 140. Again, I think Winnipeg has the better goalie. I think they're a really talented team. And, they're playing for their playoff lives tomorrow night or Thursday night. So I'm going to take them with the better goalie playing for their season.
By the way, quick note, Brett, I don't know if you noticed, but when I mentioned my homer pick, Husker, who is laying on my bed right next to me, my dog, shook his head rather vigorously. I don't think my dog agrees with my pick.
That's weird. The dog didn't like you picking the dog.
Very weird, very weird. I like the double use that you used of the word dog there. That was nice.
Thank you. I had to make up for my onomatopoeia statement.
Well, interesting to find you on the Jets for the second night or the second time in a row with these podcast picks, because you were on them last time. It did work for you, as we mentioned in the hindsight with Higgins. You had them in episode 65, and they won. So who knows? Maybe this will be forced into the true best of 5 scenario.
Don't bite the hand that feeds you.
Well, we will see how these go. Like we mentioned, the other 3 games are the Canucks versus Wild, Golden Knights versus Blues, and Maple Leafs versus Blue Jackets. So there's 5 games going on in the NHL on Thursday. And so far, I've really enjoyed watching this expanded playoff scenario. It hasn't quite looked like playoff hockey in the qualifying rounds yet, but I'm sure once this opening round is done and they move on to that quarterfinals, that it's going to step up in intensity a lot.
Yeah, I keep mentioning it, but you're playing on the same ice all day. It's just going to slow down the game to a just natural extent. So
It really does.
So yeah, there's no breaks, like there's no real off days for the ice. I'm sure these players are playing more back to backs than they're normally playing at this time of the year. Obviously, they're normally in the off season, so it's just getting used to it and getting your legs under you, and that's part of it.